Welcome! Join us in creating this verdant green landscape for your miniatures using our GamersGrass Tuft starter box, ready with all the tools you need for this basing journey. Inside this box, you'll find a booklet with various hints and tips, a bottle of PVA glue, and a combination of 4 different grass tufts. You'll also find a pair of our Tuft tweezers to help you in your basing projects. Get everything set and let's start with our bases. First, select the base sizes you'll need for this, some rocks and small branches. Plan your layout based on what you like or use your miniature to help you design your scene. And after you're happy, glue everything using cyanoacrylate. Let them dry completely before cutting the excess of the bits with some clippers. Add earth texture to cover the whole ground area. You can use an old brush to help you reach the crevices. Let the texture dry and then mix some PVA glue with a little bit of water and cover the earth parts. Grab some small sticks and sprinkle your bases with it. You can also use your tweezer to help you place some sticks. After that, coat the bigger branches and rocks with the PVA mix to seal their surface. Make sure the bases are completely dry before moving to the primer. Start by spraying a dark brown to cover the whole base surfaces. Then, from some angles of choice, apply a red brown. Once the primer is dry, let's start the painting process and add the first color on a cardboard to dry brush our bases. This first step is meant for the ground, but don't be afraid to cover the branches or rocks. We'll fix it later. We'll move on to the rocks and paint them with the mix of 2 gray colors. Add small splashes of the lighter color to create diversity in tones. After the rocks are done, mix 2 light tones in your palette, painting the branches and small sticks in the same way we did with the rocks. Let them dry before dry brushing the rocks with a light gray. And the branches with an ivory color. Once you give the dry brush a few minutes to dry, let's coat all the bases with the brown wash of choice. Let the wash fully dry before adding the next dry brushes. First, an even lighter gray for the rocks. Then, with an off-white, dry brush only the higher parts of the rocks. This will simulate the brightest points of light and create a better contrast. For the branches, only add a bit of the previous ivory color to add more light. With this combo of colors, let's add some lichens to our branches. Paint some irregular patterns with yellow and pale greens, overlapping the colors randomly. Once you're happy with the amount of lichens, move on to the dry pigments. For the first color, we'll add a red-brown pigment to the ground area to blend everything, and some on the rocks, simulating oxides. The second color is a pale green. Adding this over and around the lichens creates an aura, improving the effect. Finally, let's paint the borders with black paint before moving to the vegetation. Grab your Tuft tweezer and some PVA glue and let's start adding the white flowers. Flowers normally grow near the rocks and branches, so these are good spots to create small groups. Next, strong green XL. Using this tuft will help create thicker and taller spots on the bases, adding depth to your scene. Every base is different, and you can use some tufts more than others depending on the base's size or your personal like. Now, we'll add the dry green. It's important to cluster them in groups instead of placing them randomly. This will mimic how grass often grows in nature. Lastly, we'll finish it up with the green. Mixing heights and tones of green will create diversity and realism to your bases. Make sure to also place them touching the base's edge, creating a seamless transition. And they're done! Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you at our next video.